Assalamu alaikum dear students. I hope you are all doing well and you have started preparation for your board exams. So this video is specifically for the students of first year as a board has brought some changes in the paper format of physics and English for the first year. So here I have the sample paper for you which has been provided by the board. So this is the paper that you will be having this time in your board exams for the subject of English and physics, right? So there are many technical points in this paper which you need to understand before going to the examination hall, right? I will be sharing the link in the PDF form as well in the description box. So if you want, you can take prints of the paper and you can try attempting it at your home before going to the examination hall. And this time you'll be having e-marking, that is the electronic marking, for which you will have this kind of sheet, right? uh, on this sheet, the first thing that you have to write is your name, that is student's name, right? So here in this blank you have to write your name, then you have to mention your subject. Of course it may be physics or English, right? And then next is name of examination, that is of course the annual examination, and then paper. So a lot of students get confused in this blank, like already you have mentioned your subject and you think that they're asking again for the subject. It's not the subject, it's the paper number. Like if for example English is on the first number, so here you have to write, if the subject is English, so here in this blank you have to write 1, that is paper 1. And if for example the physics paper is on fifth number, so here in the blank of the paper you have to write 5. Okay, so don't get it confused with the subject, right? In subject you have to mention subject, and then in this paper blank you have to mention the number of the paper, right? And then next is date, you have to write the date. Okay, so that's it about these blanks. Then next is your roll number with you, that is very important to understand. But before writing your roll number, first read these 2 points. Number 1 is बोर्ड के कवानीन के तहत जवाबी कॉपी के किसी भी हिस्से पर अपना रोल नंबर लिखना या कोई शनाख्ती अलामत बनाना सख्ती से मना और मुस्तवजिब सज़ा है. ठीक है? It means that you are not going to write your roll number anywhere on your answer book, or there shouldn't be any mark, right, which shows that this is you. So that is not allowed. You're not going to write your roll number, you're not going to mention any mark anywhere on your paper, right? So only here in this portion you are going to write your roll number, and other than this you are not going to write your roll number anywhere else in the paper. Okay, next point is पेपर शुरू करने और रोल नंबर लिखने से पहले सफ़र नंबर 3 पर मौजूद हिदायत को गौर से पढ़ें. हिदायत ना समझ आने की सूरत में निगरान अमले से मदद ले. So before writing your roll number, first go to page number 3. This one. This is page number 3. First go to this page and read the instructions. Here are instructions for the candidates, for the students, right? First read the instructions given here. If you do not understand these instructions, after that you can ask the invigilators who are on duty, right? But there is nothing difficult in it. I will read the instructions for you. Instruction for candidates: it is mandatory to read and follow below instructions, the given instructions, that it is important to follow these instructions, right? The general instructions: only use black or blue ball pen to fill the bubbles. Use of ink pen, black marker, blue marker, and pencil is prohibited. Okay, where while writing the roll number or while filling the bubbles for the that are given for the roll number, you are going to use only blue or black ball pen. Okay, you cannot use any other thing other than these things, these two color pens, right? You're not going to use any marker, you're not going to use pencil for filling of it, you're not going to use any pointer, right? You have to use only blue, like you have to go for either black or blue ball pen. Okay, point number 2 is write roll number in allotted boxes and fill bubbles on the main sheet and extra answer booklets. Okay, so write your roll number in allotted boxes. Where are the boxes? These are the boxes for the roll number, right? So if your roll number consists of six numbers, right? So obviously you have to write your roll numbers in these 6 boxes. But if, for example, your roll number consists of 4 numbers, so you have to write 00 in first 2 boxes. Okay, and then in the last 4 boxes you have to write your roll number. For example, if your roll number is 1234, so how you are going to write? You have to write 0 in the first box, then 0 in the second box, and then in the third box you have to write 1, then in the next you have to write 2, then in the fifth one you have to write 3, and in the last, the sixth one, you have to write 4. Okay, so now how you are going to fill the bubbles? As you don't have any number in the first and second box, right? So you have to fill the circle given for 0, that is the last one. Okay, so you have to fill this circle. Okay, 0, then in the next 0, then in the third one, if it is 1, so fill the bubble 1. Okay, then in the second one, if in this box it's 2, if in this box it's 2, so you have to fill the bubble 2. Then in the third one, if it is 3, so you have to fill the bubble 3. Okay, and then in the next one, or the last one, it is 4, so you have to fill or color the bubble 4. And with which pen you are going to fill the bubbles? With blue or black ball pen. You cannot use any other pen. Okay, so let's read point number 3. Extra sheet serial numbers extra sheet serial numbers must be filled in allotted boxes and bubbles must be filled on main answer booklet. Okay, when you take extra sheet, okay, so you have to write the serial numbers of those extra sheets here. Like this is extra sheet number 1, so you have to write the serial number of extra sheet here. First you have to fill the boxes, and then the way we have done, we have filled the bubbles for the roll numbers. Similarly, you have to fill the bubbles for the extra sheet serial number as well. For example, if it is 4, 5, 6, 7, so in the first one you have to fill the bubble number 4, then in the next one you have to fill the bubble number 5, in the next you have to fill the bubble number 6, and so on, right? So similarly you have this for extra sheet number 2, then extra sheet number 3, then extra sheet number 4. Okay, So this is must. Okay, you have to, if you take any extra sheet, you have to mention the serial number of those extra sheets here. So on the first page, what are the requirements? Here in the blanks you have to write your name, subject, examination name, paper and date. And then on this page you have your roll number. I have told you the way how you have to write your roll number. And then you have these columns for the serial numbers of the extra sheets that you take, right? Okay, so let's read point number 3. Extra sheet serial numbers must be filled in allotted boxes and bubbles must be filled on main answer booklet. That I already have told you that when you take extra sheet, so you have to write the roll number, the serial numbers of those extra sheets here in these allotted boxes. Like for sheet number 1, you have to write the serial number here in the extra sheet number 1 column, and then number 2, number 3, number 4 and number 5. Okay, I have already explained this point to you, so be careful about it. Then next is number 4. Do not write your name, roll number or any other identification mark anywhere in the answer book except at the specified places. Doing so is punishable under the board rules. Okay, so it means that you're not supposed to write your name, your roll number or any other identification mark which shows that it's your paper. So you cannot write any of these things anywhere in the answer book except at the specified places. And what are the specified places? This is the place for your roll number and this is the place for your name. Other than this, you cannot write your name and your roll number anywhere else in the paper. Clear? Next is answer books must be returned to the invigilators. Right? So this is very obvious and very clear to you all that you have to return your answer books to the invigilators. You cannot take any of the paper with you out of the examination hall. Okay? No page should be torn from the answer book. You're not supposed to tear any of the page from the answer book. Okay? So these are the general instructions, and then coming towards section B. This section comprises of fixed answer space, meaning every question has one allotted page for answering. Answers in this section must not exceed more than one allotted page. Now what does this mean? It means that for every question you have a specified space, a specific space. That space is allotted for that particular question. Now let me show it to you in the paper. Like you have to, the section B starts here. Okay, so question number 1 is mentioned here. It means that this page has been allotted for question number 1 only, and you have to write the question number 1 only on this page. You cannot write question number 1 other than this. Okay, and you have to complete the answer on this page. Now, like, this is a very good way. I think this is a very good decision taken by the board, because now your marks will not be dependent on the length of your answer, but it should be about the material that you write, the concept that you have. It means that you have to be to the point. You have to be to the point. Don't write extra things. Whatever is asked from you in the question, you have to answer that thing. Okay? And you have to keep in mind that you have to complete your the answer for question number 1 on this page. Right? So you have only one page for question number 1. Then you have this page for question number 2. You can see that it's mentioned here. Okay, this is for question number 2. You cannot write any other question on this page. Now let's suppose if you want to leave question number 1 on choice, then leave this page blank. Don't write anything on it. Don't even cross it. Just leave it as it is. Leave it blank. Don't write anything. And if you want to write question number 2, come to the page of question number 2. Okay? Write your question number 2 here on this page. Then again you want to leave question number 3 on choice. Then leave this page. Okay? Move forward. Go to question number 4. Attempt your question number 4 here. Okay? So this is all about, like, this is for question number 5, then question number 6, question number 7. This is all section B. You can see here, okay? This is all section B, right? Question number 9, question 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay? So in section B, if you have 13 questions, total 13 questions, and you have choice in those 13 questions, right? So the questions that you want to leave on choice, so leave those pages blank. Okay, the question numbers are already marked, so you have to go in sequence. Okay, you have to be very careful. You have to go in sequence because question numbers are already mentioned on the pages. Okay, so the question that you want to leave on choice, you can leave that page blank. So this is all about section B. Okay, and you can see the sides, it's already mentioned here that do not write in the shaded area. Okay, you can see the shaded area. You're not supposed to write anything here. Okay, and then we have section C. So first let's read the instructions for section C. Then I'll show you in the paper as well. Okay, now we haven't read the point number 2 in section B. That is, any empty page due to unattempted questions must not be crossed and should be left empty. Now, are you clear about it? You are not supposed to write any cross, any line, anything on the papers, on the sheets that you leave on choice, on the questions that you leave on choice. Okay, just leave those pages empty. Don't write anything. Okay, otherwise your marks will be deducted. Okay, for section C, point number 1 is this section comprises of non-fixed answer space, meaning it has bubbles at the top of the sheet that need to be filled with the correct question number being attempted. If answer is being continued, the same question number needs to be filled on the next page. Okay, the way we had specific space for questions in section B. Like for example, for question number 1, we have only this one page, right? For question number 2, we have this page, right? But in section C, we don't have this thing. We have bubbles on the top of the sheet, like section C starts here. Okay, we have bubbles here, and it's mentioned that question number in bubbles it's written 14, 15, 16 and 17 because in section B we had 13 questions. Now the next question in section C is question number 14, 15, 16 and 17, right? So obviously you will be having choice here as well in this section. So whichever question you are going to attempt in section C, you have to write here. Like for example, I have written 15 here. Okay, for example, if you are going to attempt question number 15 in section C, right? So you have to write 15 in the given box, and then you have to shade the bubble for 15. Okay, and if you are attempting part 1 of the here, like here it is in the margin line, it's mentioned that part number. Okay, so obviously you will have 2 parts in the questions in section C. So if you are attempting part A of the question, so you have to write A here. Okay, what are the important things that you have to do? First, in this box you have to write question number. For example, I have written 15. Then you have to fill the bubble of the question number. If it is 15, so you have to fill the bubble number 15. Okay, and then you have to mention the part number of the question that you are attempting. Okay, and wherever you see this black square box, right, you're not supposed to write anything here in this box. Okay, just don't try to write anything, because you have to be careful in this e-marking, in the electronic marking, right? So always start every question from a new page. For questions that have more than one part, write part number on the left side. Which side? This one. Okay, I have already explained this point to you. So for every question you have to start every question from a new page, and you have to mention the part number on the left side of the page. Okay, if for example you have started part A here and it's not completed in this one page, so you are going to the next page, this one. Now here again, if you have continued that question number 15 part A, so you have to write again 15 here in this box, and then you have to fill the bubble number 15 again, and then you have to write part A again. Okay, so you have to be very careful about this thing. If you start question number 15 part A here, you have written 15 here in the box, you have filled the circle 15, and then you have written part A here. Okay, if your question is continued to the next page as well, then you have to write the same things again. Okay, don't leave these things for the end of the paper. You will forget the things, and then this way you will lose marks. Okay, so don't do it along with the answers. Okay, so now this is and this in section C you don't have a limited space. Okay, like if you want, you can take your answer till third page, fourth page, fifth page, you can continue it. Okay, because here you have the choice that in the end you can take extra sheet. Okay, so this is all. See, everywhere you can see like if you are, for example, if your question number 15 completes here, ends here in the first or second line of this page, right, and you have the rest of the page is empty, even then you are not going to write or to begin another question from this page. Why? What is the reason? Because even for the 2 lines that you have done for question number 15, for that you have written question number 15 here in this box, and then you have filled bubble number 15 as well. So how you are going to begin a new question from here? No, it does not make any sense. That's why you have to leave the rest of the page empty and then begin another question from this new page, right? So, and if your questions do not complete here, then this is extra sheet with you. Okay, this is extra sheet with you. Now what you have to do when you take extra sheet, again you will have this roll number part here. First you have to write your roll number. The first thing that you have to do is you have to write your roll number. Okay, I have already told you that how you are going to write your roll number, right? You have to fill, like if for example in the first box you are writing 5, so in this column, in this first column you have to fill the bubble number 5. Then if in the next you have 2, so in this column you have to fill the bubble number 2. Okay, so when you are done with your roll number, then you have to write the serial number of the main sheet here. Which one is the main sheet? The first answer book that you have got. So you have to write the serial number of that sheet. Okay, so again you have to do the way you have done your roll numbers. Okay, and then if this is your first extra sheet, so you have to fill bubble number 1. Okay, then you have these pages for in the extra sheet, right? When you are done with these sheets and you want another extra sheet, okay, If for example you have taken a second extra sheet, so in that first you have to do your roll number, then the main sheet number, and then if it is second extra sheet, so you have to fill this bubble for second extra sheet, right? And so on. If you are like taking third extra sheet, so you have to fill bubble number 3 and then bubble number 4, right? And here you have to write your name, subject, name of examination, paper, date, everything. Okay, so this is about the extra sheet. And when you are done with your paper, so you have to attach these extra sheet here with the main sheet. Okay, and where you have to staple the paper, it is not visible here, but it's written staple here only, right? Staple here only. Other than this part, you cannot staple the paper. If even the invigilator, whoever is on duty, and they are stapling your paper anywhere else, so you have to tell them that no, they have to staple your paper only here, where it is written that staple here only. So you have to find the place that where is it written staple here only, so there you have to staple only. So you have to be very careful about the things, and everything is actually mentioned on the paper. You have to be just vigilant. You have to observe things. Okay, like for example, if this box, it is already written here with it that do not write anything in this box. So wherever in your paper you see this black box, you are not supposed to write anything there. Okay, and everywhere the instructions are given, so you just have to be a bit okay. So this is about the extra sheet. And when you are done with your paper, so you have to attach these extra sheet here with the main sheet. Okay, and where you have to staple the paper, it is not visible here, but it's written staple here only, right? Staple here only. Other than this part, you cannot staple the paper. If even the invigilator, whoever is on duty, and they are stapling your paper anywhere else, so you have to tell them that no, they have to staple your paper only here, where it is written that staple here only. So you have to find the place that where is it written staple here only, so there you have to staple only. So you have to be very careful about the things, and everything is actually mentioned on the paper. You have to be just vigilant. You have to observe things. Okay, like for example, if this box, it is already written here with it that do not write anything in this box. So wherever in your paper you see this black box, you are not supposed to write anything there. Okay, and everywhere the instructions are given, so you just have to be very careful about the things. Okay, so this is all about this paper. I hope you are clear about it. Okay, another thing that I haven't told you, when once, like this is how I have told you that if this is the roll number is the first digit is 2, so you have to fill bubble number 2 like this. Don't leave any space, right, that you have not colored. So color complete circle, right? Don't color 2 circles. Okay, don't fill 2 circles in one column. Okay, now these are examples of incorrect filling. Okay, like you have filled 2 circles in one row, then you have, if you are doing question number 14, you have marked question number 14 and you have crossed number 15, so even this is wrong. The correct way is that you have to just fill the circle. Okay, and if you are doing like this, the way they have done in number 15, okay, this is wrong. The way they have done in number 14, this is wrong, right? So you have to do like this. You have to completely fill it. Okay, so be very careful about these things. Okay, so I hope you are clear about it. So best of luck for your exams. Take care. Allah Hafiz.